Sedai. Swear your oath, Moraine Sedai.
I swear to speak no word that is not true, to make no weapon with which one person may kill another, and never to use the one power as a weapon.
Do you know what Aes Sedai means in the old tongue? Servants of all. It is they who serve the world.
The wheel weaves as the wheel wills.
You ready?
No.
Me either.
Swear your oath.
You're on.
Hi, everyone. It's Heidi from costumeco, back with another live stream. And it's like, we're in the middle of the holidays between Christmas and New Year's. So tomorrow's New Year's Eve. So we thought it would be a fun time to do a live stream. Wheel of Time just wrapped up on Christmas Day. Or no, it was Christmas Eve, I think. Sorry. Yes. So anyway, before we get started talking about Wheel of Time, I just want to say hi to everybody in the chat. How are you guys doing? And I want to introduce our lovely panel that we have. Justin, you're included in the lovely. So to start off, we have Tanya from
Hi.
1,000 Eyes in One podcast. Hi, Tanya.
Hey. How are
We
you?
have Alicia Kingston here from AK. What's the name of your channel again? AK
Watch.
AK Watch. Yes. And then we have Justin Thomas from Top Shelf Fandom. Justin's usually on the, sort of the behind the scenes doing things with me recently, but today he is actually one of our panelists and we're going to talk about Wheel of Time.
Thank you for having me, and I'm still doing the behind the scenes thing. So if I'm looking at my down, it's because I'm looking at my phone and making sure the stream is all a-okay. But yeah, happy to be here.
So he's doing both, and we're kind of doing the Brady Bunch sort of like frames right now, right? Hopefully everyone sees us. So anyways, I was just saying to Alicia before we went live that she's got the Wheel of Time sort of graphic behind her. And I'm really glad that she does, because last week we did The Witcher and I just don't want to get confused. So hopefully if I do kind of slip into that, that's just because they both kind of concluded at the same time. We've all kind of binged the shows around the same time. So let's go around the table. If anyone was here, like maybe 4 weeks ago, I had Robert from Indie Geek. We were just sort of doing a mid-season sort of wrap up, but this one is going to be sort of a full season roundup of the entire season. And there might be some spoilers. So just to warn you, are we okay with that? We might have some mild spoilers. It's kind of hard to talk about it without that, right?
Yeah, at this point, this is a spoiler one. I mean, we're here to talk about what actually happened. So I don't think we should throttle it.
Okay, exactly. So I'm going to start with Tanya. Tanya, actually, she did a live stream the other day that I popped into, and a podcast. So Tanya, what were your thoughts on the show, on the season, initial sort of impressions?
Overall, I've enjoyed it top to bottom. I really, really like it a lot. And I had started reading the books a few years ago, but as you know, there's like 15 of them. And so I didn't finish, and watching the show has made me want to go back and start all over again. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. I like the characters a lot. I like the casting, and overall, I thought it was really great.
Yeah, Peter's asking if he means book spoiler or show spoiler. I think we mean show spoiler.
Show spoiler, yeah.
Just full disclosure. I haven't read the books. So Tanya's read some of the books. AK, have you read any of the books?
Nope.
No, and I'm pretty sure Justin hasn't either.
I read some crazy statistic that it's all of these books put together is more than everything Tolkien wrote, the King James Bible, A Song of Ice and Fire. Yeah, it's crazy, the word count. It's at least those three, and then there's even more to it. So it's insane.
Wow. Okay, so Alicia, you just came off of a live stream on your channel. Were you talking about Wheel of Time, or were you talking about something else?
Nope, it was Wheel of Time. It was me and Manic Meeks. We just basically did a speed run through the whole season, our highlights, what we liked, some things we didn't like, random tangents about getting pizza in Brooklyn. I don't know how we got on food, but we did. And yeah,
It happens.
It always does.
Yeah. So what were your, okay. So you kind of came off of that stream. You're moving into this stream with us. So now this is great because you've kind of got this all fresh in your mind. So what were your, like end of season impression?
End of season impression. Still kind of a little upset that I still have more questions than answers for the thing. They did wrap up a few things, but that last scene especially left me with all the questions. I don't know why the Water Nation is attacking, and I need that answer sometime soon. There's some backstories that I would really like to get into, see how some of our characters got to the points where they are. And I am looking forward to seeing all of that. I don't know how they're gonna weave all of the things in, but I'm looking forward to whatever the wheel gives us. The wheel weaves as the wheel wills.
Mm-hmm.
I can spoil that stuff for you off camera if you want, Alicia.
Please do. You know,
Yeah.
I don't shy away from spoilers sometimes. So yeah,
Okay.
we'll talk after.
Because I am excited to talk about it, but I don't want to do spoilers for a book. So, and we don't know what the show will do anyway. But totally off camera, I can spoil that specific question for you.
Absolutely.
Okay, Justin. So Justin, you didn't have as warm and fuzzy of an impression of this show. And I mean, I was telling you the other day, I spoke to the guy from Forbes who said he hated it.
Mm-hmm.
So what were your thoughts?
Well, number one, some context. I binged it like very rapidly, so it deserves another rewatch. I'm more infatuated and more interested in the world building and certain aspects about how the time works, like how Egyptian myths and stuff like that actually come from like past lives, like Neil Armstrong on the moon and stuff like that. Like actually, since these people are reincarnated, but they can't remember like all these like oddities in our world, like are kind of explained away. I think it's a very cool premise. It's a very simplistic plot in the sense of, and I don't mean this in a bad way, it works, is you put your characters back against the wall to make them, shine, it's put up or shut up, and that's exactly what happens in the first episode. That was my big complaint, though. That first episode was just, man, I didn't feel like that was good television, like whatsoever. You can't get more disconnected from me with like these weird wolf animals, like coming in, and it's all very rushed and all these implications of like a chosen one right away off the bat. But I get why they did it. They're on a journey. They get separated. It tests friendship. It tests like it makes them, reveal who they are one way or another, whether it's magical powers or whether it's a ethical or moral issue or, friendship, romance, and so forth. I think that this story in this world really is intriguing to me. The way it was given to me, I'm not thrilled about it. I've never read the books. I don't think it's terrible. I just think that it's a little bit dry. It was a little bit dry for me.
I don't know. I really liked it. And I liked it actually better than The Witcher. I think I told you guys that. Maybe I didn't in the last show that we watched, or live stream we did. But I actually I felt sort of similar to the way Justin was after the first episode. I was like, wow, there's a lot of info dumping here. Just all of a sudden, like lots of that, and I felt like, I feel that they could have stretched that out a little bit more. I don't know if you guys agree with that. So the first episode, just to kind of like, let's sort of just tell you about this land that we're in, and do more show than tell kind of thing. But visually, I thought it was amazing. Like I was like really, really excited about it. I love the casting. I thought it was really cool. I thought, like the visuals were amazing. And then I did start to get into the story. I'm a non-book reader, so I didn't go in with any kind of expectations. So that's how I felt. So
could I put a visual up, the one I have, and I want to play?
Yeah, of course.
If everybody has, get your YouTubes up, ladies, and I want you to tell me, it's kind of like looking at the sailboat type of deal. What you think this capital looks like? So we will also get props in the chat. and it's up now, so it'll be on a slight delay.
Alicia's doing the modding in here, by the way. There's
Oh yeah, they're already gone.
it's funny because usually 30 days is usually here, and we never have any problems, but when he's not here we always have problems.
So now officially we have a problem with you 30 days for failing to protect us.
Exactly.
So anybody yet, can you see it? And now this is a show where women they run. Now what is that? What do you think? That looks like something that's hard for a fella to navigate those streets.
Sorry, was it a vagina? What is it?
Ding, ding,
Why is
ding.
that hard for you to navigate, young man?
That's a joke. It's a joke. I'm
It
being
is,
self-deprecating.
it is a bit of a matriarchal. It is a bit of a matriarchal world.
Yeah, and this isn't like supposedly this is very, it's just like George with his jokes, like Sword of the Morning and so forth. So yeah, it's found that to be very interesting.
It's funny, actually, that looks like Montreal. Montreal's on the St. Lawrence River looks just like that. So I guess Montreal's a vagina.
You heard it first, Montreal. It's confirmed. Vaginas.
Speaking of which, if you guys want to stop by my channel tomorrow for a tipsy stream,
Yes, absolutely. Yes. Alicia, put it in the chat if you have a chance.
as soon as I set it up, I will. Yeah.
Okay, great. All right. So where should we begin? Do we want to talk about the plot? Do we want to start there?
Because I got questions too,
Yeah.
Again,
Well,
I
have
did like a
questions
speed
too.
run. I honestly did. I did not have enough time, so I'm sure there's things that's lost on me. But I think that the factions are well defined, and it is thrown at us kind of all at once. But then it somehow seems to drag at the same time, which is odd with the reveal of the dragon. But my understanding of the Chosen One is at first it was just it's going to be bad, it's going to be evil, but it can go both ways, right? They need the dragon to fight off the bigger evil, right? So they need to sway it good.
They don't know which side he's going to choose, and that's the problem.
Yeah.
So they want to find him first so that he doesn't choose the darkness, basically.
Because it did,
And he's a man, so and the men cannot handle the magic in the same.
They fucked up
correct, Tanya?
Yeah, I will say that in the books there isn't a which one of them is the dragon. We know very early on that it's Rand in the books.
Oh, okay.
Isn't it all of his POV? It's almost mostly his POV.
Yeah, it's mostly from his POV.
Okay.
And that I will say was one slight minor complaint I had was the whole which one is the dragon mystery, because I thought it was obvious from the beginning and that it should have been obvious, but then I realized it wasn't that obvious. It was just that I had read those first 3 books.
Yeah, because when Robert came on, he asked me if I knew. Now, I did see later a spoiler on it, but I said no, based on what I had watched, I had no idea. I thought it was a Gwen, actually. I thought it seemed that they were kind of pointing it towards her, obviously, because Moraine was
teaching her to channel.
So I thought, oh, it's going to be her. And then, so I was kind of surprised that it was Rand.
Well, what I really did enjoy about it as well, because I think, Tanya, if you can answer this, the reason that men can't channel is because men have, and this is pretty realistic, they have fucked up in the past age, and they did some big event that didn't go well, and that's why they're not allowed to.
Yeah, Luz Theron, who is the original dragon, when he was trying to trap the Dark One, accidentally let him touch the one power and he tainted it. So there's 2 sides of the one power, the male side and the female side in and side R. And the male side got tainted by the Dark One while he was trying to trap him. So from then on, anytime a man channeled, it would start to trigger insanity, basically.
Yeah, they even show that there's, I think it's an episode, the final episode, they show a yin and yang sort of symbol on the floor.
Mm-hmm.
The masculine and the feminine, or the light and the dark, kind of but you have to have that balance, I guess. You have to have that balance of light and dark.
Yeah, that's what I liked, the hard magic system of this, meaning there's very strict, defined rules about magic. You have soft magic systems and then you have hard magic systems. This hard magic system, I love the it's like always like co-op, right? Or everybody has to work with another. They can heal others, but they can't heal themselves. The wards have to work. I love that aspect of this series. Like I said, I love the world in which this story is happening in. I just wasn't so thrilled with this story, the start of this story, but I'm in because I think there's so many aspects of this that are so cool because of the codependency. I can't think of any other word, but you know, like for these magic systems, and it's not just the wards. You know, it's almost every form of magic. And the only thing I was going to say about the dragon turning bad, they seem to like you could see how somebody that was revealed to have that power might like rebel because they kind of are shitty with these people. You know what I mean? Like they create their own monster type of deal, which is an ongoing theme.
Angel Over says the yin and yang is the symbol of the Aes Sedai, which was originally male and female. So that makes sense then.
Yeah, we got kicked out of Vagina Town though.
That's someone said that's the capital, or that's where the white flame is though. The tower. Okay, Alicia, you're being quiet.
Okay.
What are your thoughts on the plot, on the story, and all that?
I like it. I do still wish I didn't have more questions than answers. However, I am along for the journey. From the very beginning, the way the magic was shown and like how Moraine was in that fight, that first fight that we saw her in with Lan, the way they moved together was absolutely perfect. Like no words or prior planning were needed. They just know each other well enough and they're so connected that if one goes up, the other goes down, and they know how to miss each other and still hit their targets. And I just love the way that looks. Lan is probably one of my top 5 favorite characters.
Yeah, he's great.
Nynaeve is number 1. She is bae. She gets on my nerves sometimes, but I do heart her. I'm looking forward to seeing her and Egwene both grow in their knowledge and using the one source. Besides that, there's just a whole lot of backstories that I want to know about. Kind of upset that Karenni got taken from us so early. Just from the first few sentences out of her mouth, her whole demeanor, I was all in to love her as a character, and then poof, she was gone, and I really didn't appreciate that. But I guess we had to see that, you know, there is a downside with this connection, and if one loses the other, it seems it's going to affect the other in very negative ways. Yeah, and we saw that happen with her and her warder, which was very sad. I don't like crying during the shows, but every now and then, you know, it happens.
That is a good point about the first episode, 'cause even though I didn't really like that action, I did like the way the magic from Moraine was actually portrayed. I thought that was, because magic is very hard to depict in a visual medium. It's very hard, you know, to do. I thought they did a good job, and exactly what you just said, AK, about how like we saw that they were working together, just they're in sync. They got it, like, you know, like they know. So now we know we're seeing these future relationships being forged, right? That hopefully they'll get to that level. So they're showing you like the prefaces of it. You know what I mean? Prepapis. I said prepapis.
Yeah, because in Shadow and Bone, they kind of do it like, you know, like a ball. Like they, you know, they have like kind of like they kind of harness the energy. Whereas with the Aes Sedai, they sort of like channel it, and then it sort of kind of encompasses them almost like swirls, right? So yeah, it's like, how do you do magic when it's something normally you wouldn't see? And so that I don't know, I thought that they did a good job of it. I saw some complaints about it, but also because they can kind of use it like a lasso, or they can use it like a, you know, to pull something, you know, like it's almost like a tangible thing that they can harness, like a harness, right?
It has to be visible, like it's something that we can like reach out and grab, like, and see, when it doesn't necessarily need to work like that in real life, but we pretty much need like the infrared on it, which I think they did a really good job. It was like just the injection of the wolf people right away. Like it was like, okay, this is all cool. Then it's like wolf people, bam, and I'm like, oh, okay, like what, you know what I mean?
The Trollocs.
Yeah, I'm like, oh
Trollocs,
shit,
yeah.
Wolf people, wolf people came. I'm just calling them wolf people, but yeah,
which are like kind of like orcs, you know, they're the Tolkien orcs.
Orcs don't want that. You don't do that to them. They already got a bad rap. But no, I thought it was pretty well done.
Yeah, I love seeing how the magic was woven. It reminded me of God of War, when Kratos gets like one of his magic power-ups and he has like the Rage of the Gods effect. That's what Moraine looked like when she like pulled all of those stones from the one building and killed all of them.
I like when she rips the knife out of her. Cause like you, for a minute, that shows like the level of her power too. Cause like I'm like, oh shit, I'm like, she might be donezo, and then she just rips it. She's not even worried about it.
She got a job to do.
She's like, it's Tuesday, of course I'm gonna get stabbed.
But I like that she's not invulnerable.
Yes.
Yeah. Agree.
You know, so she got stabbed and it looks like, oh yeah, she's pulled the knife out, but no, she was in pain.
Yes.
And she was suffering and she was dying and needed a healer. And I really, and you know, her being able to wield the one power didn't mean that she can like perpetually shield all knives that are being thrown at her. You know, so she's still very vulnerable. And also that using the power drains her of her own energy.
And that's
so it's
only
not
to
like
help
this endless
them.
Source.
Yeah,
right.
like I think that's what's the beauty of these this particular hard magic system. And I swear on my life, this is what I thought when I saw the first episode when they said we're gonna have to go to the tower or whatever. I was like, man, what happens like if you're just too tired? Like you might just stay there in the Trolloc, fuck it, let the Trollocs get me. Like, but like and that was a thing. They're tired, and she's letting their horses get more energy, and so it's a very selfless thing, and they definitely need to work together. So it's I really like that.
That speaks very well for Moraine's character, and also just makes me even more frustrated with Rand and the antics that they get into. Like they're so flip-floppy in how they see people. Like, dude, she's literally protecting all of you and keeping all of you safe and, you know, energized while she's half dying.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's hard to undo your conditioning, and they've this whole time have been afraid of Aes Sedai.
Mm-hmm.
Their whole lives.
They have a different worldview than you know.
Right.
They've been living in a small village.
No matter how you spin it, it's self-preservation for her as well. Like, you know, like she needs to like, you know, make sure that this chosen one is in the right direction and stuff like that. She even says, I'm here for the same reason they are, you know, but she's just a different thing.
Even me as a viewer, I wasn't sure if Moraine was all above board. I wasn't sure. Like I had doubts about her too. So I sort of was there along with that journey, not having read the books. I was like, oh, maybe she does have an ulterior motive. Because, you know, oftentimes there's lots of, I love this show in the sense that there's lots of shades of gray. And we have people who are, you know, little bads, you know, you've got level, like sort of even like The Witcher, you know, you've got like, there's some people who are operating for their own, you know, interests. And then there are, you know, people who are like true blue. And then then there's ultimate big bad. So I kind of, at first I was like, well, I don't really know for sure if she's a good person or if she's, you know, doing this for the greater good, or if she's actually maybe has an ulterior motive. I wasn't sure. No
matter what, she is going there to essentially abduct people though. You know what I mean? So it's not good news. It's not good news no matter what.
Yeah, like, but I think it was for the greater good.
I know, but that's easy. I get that. But what I'm saying is on a ground level, that's you know, somebody's going to yank you.
Yeah, she's looking after their interests. But she was kind of like, she didn't like, for instance, when she said, you know, what happens to the one that's not the dragon, like what happens to everybody else? And, you know, the idea is that they would all die, right? So she kind of let them make the decision, but at the same time, she was kind of manipulating them in a little bit of a way, I think. I think is, I don't know what you guys think about that.
I mean, if you look at it from the perspective of people from the Two Rivers, you very well could believe that she's the one who brought the Trollocs so that she could get them to come with her.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We know that she didn't, but how does it look? These creatures who you think are a myth show up the same day that is the first time you've ever seen Aes Sedai.
Yeah.
You know, and now she's saying, well, you guys have to come with me to beat them. You know, I could see now how you could probably think that she set that whole thing up if you're just so distrustful of the Aes Sedai.
Yeah, the causality is there, and it's like nothing motivates people like fear, and she doesn't give them a choice. We got to go now or you're going to die. But it's like, well, how am I going to live though? Like, you know, like what type of life am I going to live where you're taking me? So it's a very interesting dynamic, and she's a big picture person. She seems cocky because she does have a wealth of knowledge that they don't have. So she's kind of like, I don't got fucking time to explain this to you. Type, you know what I mean? Like, come on, dum-dums, let's go. And it's like, yeah, it's hard. You know, I'm forgetting his name, but dice player, the more of a yeah, like he's kind of like the audience surrogate, I think, in a little bit of a sense. With that, he's like, he's talking to the sense it's myth and folklore and all this, when it's clearly not.
Yeah, I just want to say hello to a bunch of people in the chat before we move along. We have an awesome group here. So we've got, let me go to the beginning. Got Peter, he was the first one in here. I'm going way to Peter Griffin, Reflective Rambling, Jake Cruz, Val 287, Lady Leaf Underhill, Jackie C, Matthew, Dominique, James Pruitt. Hi, James. That's the name of somebody. James is one of my fellow YouTube friends. Who else do we have here? Am I missing anybody?
Nikki's there.
Angel Lover.
Yeah.
Angel. I always call her Angel Over, but it's Angel Lover. I love calling her Angel Lover. It's so funny. She's never corrected me.
Angel Lover.
Angel Lover. South London Reseller. Hello. So I don't know if I missed anybody. If I have, I apologize.
Nikki's there under our
oh, hi,
channel.
Nikki. Oh, that's her. Okay,
Yeah.
I thought that was you. I was like, oh,
No.
how are you doing this interview? And also, I thought that was you because Alicia's able to do it. I'm not able to do that.
No, I don't have the capacity to do that.
Well,
Yeah.
Could I ask
Champagne Gaming.
the panel too about the
Ian,
Two Rivers town?
Oh, okay.
They seem to come from what they call it, like a noble lineage. And does that Two River have anything to do with the the circle of time, the wheel of time, but like the river, it's a flat river that flows in a circle. These two rivers, because like they seem to be not only, they're isolated, yes, but they harness a lot of magical powers. It seems to be like, this seems to be a hot spot, like a hub for this type of stuff. Like, so they're isolated, but like they are, do they think of themselves as better than people themselves? Like,
no,
in
I
that
don't
community?
think that they really even know their history.
Yeah.
The episode where they're singing that song about Manetheren, and they don't even know what Manetheren means. They don't know that it was the former kingdom.
Yeah.
So they don't know about how strong the blood is, or the whatever. They don't know about the lineage because it's been so long, and at this point it's just songs that they sing and they don't know why.
Yeah, there's that song too about not being able to forget, right? Like, about like if you were, if it's reincarnation, so they are constantly having to live a different life, and it would be quite sad actually to remember the people from your past. Like, it's almost like the ignorance is bliss. I actually thought the music was kick-ass in this, for what it's worth.
Yeah, I think so too. I love the song that the bard did.
Yeah.
I love that song.
Yeah.
He was kind of a
I
dick
loved
too.
him.
I liked
I
him.
loved
Yeah, I
him.
loved everything about him too. Yeah,
Loved him.
He's kind of a dick. I like it. Yeah.
No, he was a great character. I really liked
he's
him.
really
I loved
good.
his singing too.
Oh yeah, his singing was really awesome.
Who
And
was that?
it was a great contrast between, Jaskier.
Yeah.
It's just sort
Yeah.
of, I loved him. I thought he was a great character. I think there was some really solid characters in this show, and a lot of characters that we sometimes only meet like a short time. Like, I love the barmaid, the one that worked with the dark one.
Dana.
I loved her.
Dana.
That she was
Loved her too, and
amazing.
I was like, why? The thing is that the
She was
characters
so
that
great.
were like really evil, they were so great.
They were really
Like,
fleshed
I
out. They weren't
loved
like
them.
sort of like cartoon evil. They were just like really, really fleshed out and interesting. Like
Even
that one.
Child Valda.
Yes.
Even him, he was like almost mustache twirlingly evil.
Yeah.
But like they managed to not go too far, and he so believed in the things he was saying, but also knew he was full of shit. When he says like, why would you expect a man like me to keep my word? And you're like, wait, what?
Yeah.
After all this preaching you just did. But the evil characters, or the characters that we're supposed to perceive as evil, even they just did such a good job with them. I really loved Dana. I love Child Valda. I love Leandrin. They were some of my favorites.
So Lady Leaf just says, Two Rivers thinks of itself as a place with no magic, and it's a whole isolated area. The town is Edmonds Field. So like, that's okay. I got that because of like the hiding of the magic. But my point is, it seems like it is a hub nonetheless. Like for magical ability. It seems like everybody's got some power.
They've forgotten a lot of what they can do. It's even worth noting that they are a part of a kingdom but the king and like all the tax collectors, they don't even pay attention to them. They're that remote.
The tax collectors don't pay attention?
Yeah, no one even goes there to collect taxes or anything.
That's awesome. That's like Detroit.
Yeah, I guess could be cool.
Yeah.
But I feel like that's why you have to be suspect of people that show up there like Pat and Fane.
Well, that's why I was so. Pat and Fane's been coming there for years.
Years, yeah.
So with him, maybe it was suspicious at first, but they probably just figured, well, here's an untapped market, so of course he's gonna come. Of course, he lets us all know, like, did you really think I was coming to your bullshit town to sell lanterns? Like, are you serious?
Oh,
and
burn.
Like, oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
But that's why everyone got so tense the first time Moraine and Lan walk in, because they don't get visitors other than the peddler who comes in during bell time. Like, they don't see other people really. You know, it's peddlers and the occasional peddler, occasional merchant, but you know, it's not a place that gets visitors, so they are very suspicious. And Pat and Fane also pointed out that people who are Tavaran, meaning like they're important spokes in the wheel, usually you get like maybe 2 a generation, and this one little village had 5. Like, that's a really big deal. It's unheard of, so it is unusual for that many people to show that kind of power in one area and at that extent. But they also have wisdoms who listen to the wind, which is like a very small way of channeling, which they don't even realize.
What do they mean by the wind listens to them? Is that just kind of like waxing poetic there? Or?
Yeah.
I'm like, that doesn't make a lot of sense. Like, yeah.
I think it was her way of telling her that, you know, you think that you're just listening to the wind, but you are channeling and you are using power. Yeah. That you just don't understand it yet.
I was like, that's so mind-blowing. Then I'm like, that might also be stupid at the same time. I'm like, that could be stupid. Sounds stupid a little bit. Yeah, it's either very prophetic or, you know, stupid. You know, okay, thank you, though, for that. I do like it, though. I love these different forms and these different talents, especially because none of them can be self-reliant. They always have to count on others, which is a good way to forge a healthy community. Us guys will always fuck up, and we can't go to Vagina Town. I understand. I get it. You know what I mean? I ain't pushing for us to come back. Like, we just can't deal with it. We probably, as soon as we get power, and we get it all the time, by the way, we're just bad people. We just, I don't know. I understand. It made sense. We're like, yeah, men messed it up. I'm like, that adds up. Because, like, supposedly the stuff in our world happened in their world. That's what I really like about it. So, like it makes so much sense. That, like,
yeah, you know, like this is supposed to be, how many thousands of years in the future is this? Like
3,000
at least, though, right? Because when we see the
since the breaking,
yeah, because in the flashback they have, like, you know, they have space travel, and it looked like they have, you know, they're a very developed world. So, but then they lost. So the breaking caused them to lose all technology and that type of thing.
Our bad. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so let's go. So Tanya, you said who's your favorite character? We can talk about some of the characters maybe.
I think Lan might be my favorite character.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I really liked him. I liked his sincerity. I liked watching him fight. I also think he's very attractive, so there's that. I
know I saw an interview with him out of costume, and I was like, "Oh my god!"
Yeah, he's really attractive.
Talk about that hot tub scene.
Actually, most of the cast looked like, I was saying the same thing about Rand. I was like, they all look like models.
Yeah,
they all look. Even Perrin looks. They all look like models. He's much slimmer in real life.
Models are just failed actors, so you know what I mean. Like, so yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah, no, Lan is for sure. He's like GQ handsome.
Yeah, I like his relationship with Moraine, and and I also like how he maneuvers with Nynaeve, and just in general the way he treats people. Like seeing the episode where you see him with his former guard and the family and everything. Like it was just so endearing to me. And the funeral scene was one that like really hit me in the feels too. And the way he loves the other warders, the way he loves his friends, like it made me love him as a character so much.
Yeah, I thought he was great too. What about you, Alicia? Which character I think you already said who you like the best. Or
yeah, I think Nynaeve is still my number one. But I will give a lot of shine to Lan as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I really like Perrin. I thought he was great. He kind of reminded me a lot of like a Jon Snow type character. I don't know. There was something about him. He just
I think it's
feels
the way he talks.
Just his maybe is that what it is? It's his
Yeah.
accent.
it.
Sick of fighting.
I don't want it.
All I've been doing is
Maybe
fighting.
that's what it is. And he has the same kind of beard and everything. So maybe that's what it was. Because he doesn't sound like that in real life. Because they all had dialect coaches apparently.
Yeah, his was Kit Harington.
He's got a bit more of a London type accent in real life. But no, I really, really liked him. I loved his story arc. I love the relationship between him and Gwen when they kind of get on their journey. It's pretty horrifying actually. But what about you, Justin? Anyone you like?
Lan. I really like Lan. I like how stoic he is, and I think that there's a good power dynamic between the genders there because he is so confident, and he can be and it's a non-romantic relationship that he has with her, and he's able to be confident. They're able to have this bond that's so deep, right? And it is so sad with what happens, but it's a very, I just love the way they played it because like he isn't just some brute that's protecting her, and he isn't some weakling that's also getting, you know what I mean? It's a nice balance that you don't see these days. It's either women only have, their fuck intelligence, only strength is evidently you want to prove you're, strong, like lift stuff. Like that doesn't do anything. That's ridiculous. I see that as being problematic for any type of advancement. So I like their power dynamic and how they each have their own abilities. And it isn't just like, if you want to prove that you are strong, you don't need to lift things up. You know what I mean? Like there's so many better forms of strength, like intellect, wisdom, all these things, you know what I mean? And I think that they're dynamic with how confident they are with each other and how comfortable they are with each other. And they're great life partners, but they're not romantic. And I think that's something we should all aim for, is to get ourselves a Lan. And he looks good, and I'm not even, I like him. I think he looks good too.
Yeah. Someone was saying that, what is it? The reason why that Rand dresses like an Abercrombie and Finch model, not just his sweaters. Yeah, well, actually when we had Robert on, we were talking about that, his sweater and his even that coat he wears, which it's supposed to look coat. The shearling. It looks like it's supposed to be like pieced together, but it doesn't look pieced together. It looks like completely,
Yeah, it's pieced together in a very
like
sexy way. Yeah.
It looked, yeah.
I'm such a mess. Yeah.
And I said the same thing, and the same with Gwen's. I was calling her outfit, her little outfit. I called it her it was like a medieval hoodie, look kind of like a medieval hoodie. Yeah. Although I do love the stuff underneath. Like there's lots of beautiful like embroideries and lots of little details. So I hopefully we'll be able to take a closer look at some of the costumes. But a big man lifts heavy things. What was that about, Jackie? Are you talking about Perrin?
Well, no, it's just, okay, so like if you want to prove that you're as strong as a man, that's a negative thing to say to a female, that to be better than a man you must do what a man does, because that automatically sets a man on a higher pedestal, right? Because like, you got to be able to lift things like they do. Like the only strength a lot of times you see when you have strong female protagonists is literal physical strengths, and that is like the last. Tell that to the person that a drone kills them. How many push-ups can they do? Doesn't matter. You know what I mean? Like there's so many other forms of strength. It's a detriment, whatever you want to call it, to it, and it already puts people up on a pedestal. It's not about physical strength. There's other ways to be strong. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I totally understand what you mean. It's oftentimes the way they make a female character strong is by making her manly.
Damn, look how many push-ups she can do.
Yeah.
It's like, all right.
And it's like, like you said, there's other types of strength. That's why it was one of my like gripes with the Arya versus Sansa strength argument, and people would, anyway, we don't have to get into Game of Thrones, but that was one of the things that kind of bothered me, because it's like, why is there the only way to be strong is learning how to fight? Yeah. When there's other ways to be strong.
Yeah, exactly. It was funny because I remember Michelle Clapton she would say, the costume designer, she'd be like, the way she would show strength in the costume is by making the skirt a little shorter. And I was always like, what? I don't get it. She goes, you can see a bit of their ankle. That shows their strength. And I'm like, okay, that's like something out of left field. I don't know what you're talking about.
Understand that one.
I thought Game of Thrones overall didn't deserve any of the credit they got for female empowerment. Brienne just acts like a man. You get what I mean? Like, men aren't better. So like it just is a bad deal. It's a bad deal to go that way. I don't understand any of it. But yeah, evidently they're like, oh, look at how many literally strong women we have. I'm like, I guess. Good for you. It is what it is.
What is it? Angel Lover. I can't get past this now. I have to call you Angel Lover.
Angel Lover.
She says, oh wait, where'd it go? She said something about, I kind of hate how strong female characters are also dicks. Yeah. Like you don't have to be like, that's one of the reasons why I love Avasarala, because she's like from The Expanse, because she's a strong female woman. And yeah, she's got a potty mouth, but she's not an asshole about it. You know what I mean? Like she, I don't know, like I love seeing a character who can be strong. It doesn't have to necessarily be heavy-handed with their strength.
They're like, also they're rude. They're like,
Right.
that's awesome. What else? You know what I mean? Like keep naming these attributes that are just freaking fantastic. But I think it's a
like
common
someone
mistake.
says Ciri in The Witcher. So she's developing her power too, right? She's still quite early on, I think, in that. Hey, so we haven't talked about the Dark One. Is that what he's called? We haven't talked about. What did you guys
So
think of
apparently
that?
he was credited as Ishamael, not the Dark One. in the
Really?
credits. Rand was calling him the Dark One. But someone in our comments said in the credits he was named as Ishamael, so he was actually one of the Forsaken
Guy that
who found the dragon and brought him to the Dark One.
Yeah.
That's interesting. So, but Rand didn't know that.
Wikipedia.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but we didn't know that either.
Rand-
Because
apparently just in the
basically,
credits.
because we were like, when he kind of just disappears, you're like, well, that can't possibly be it. There's going to be another,
Right, yeah.
another
this
boss
is
battle,
the
right?
beginning, yeah.
It's just the beginning. My husband, though, he was like, he didn't like the way he was dressed. He didn't. I was like,
said that he looked like he was about to conduct an orchestra.
yeah.
That's pretty cool.
He was
I
in
like
that.
almost like a tuxedo.
It was a little bit strange. I like the casting, though. I thought that was an interesting choice. But it was
he's sorry.
crazy
I
about
just
that.
looked it up on Wikipedia too to double check. But yes, he was not the Dark One. He was actually Ishamael, who's one of the Forsaken.
And what year is he supposed to be from then? Is he supposed to be from like 3,000 years ago?
Yes, he fought.
Okay.
He fought Luz Theron.
Okay, well, that kind of makes sense then now that you say that, because when we go into the past, did you see the way the clothes look? They kind of had that sort of, off the runway, a little bit contemporary, a little bit like Japanese, like origami. So that kind of makes sense to me because it was very minimalistic. It didn't look like it was part of that time. So that kind of actually, now that you say that, makes sense to me.
Why don't they seek out the chosen one or the dragon earlier? Why does it have to be like why are they doing it just now? It seems like it'd be much more like
They didn't know who it was.
yeah, I know, but they still don't know who it is. I mean, until they do. But what I'm saying is, couldn't you there's no methodology to figure it out earlier and help them, guide them along the way? It seems advantageous to seek them out earlier. Why do they wait this long?
She said that she had been searching.
Okay.
Because when she lost them, she's like, we've searched for them for 20 years, and just like that, we've lost them. So they had been looking. It just took them this long
is the
to
time
actually
when we
find
come
them.
Yeah,
into the
because
story.
she's been away.
Good point. Yeah, sorry.
She's been away from the tower like for a long time, right?
Years.
For 2 years.
2 years.
'Cause
Okay.
When I first started watching it, I just was under the understanding that they were bad and she was looking to get rid of them. So my thought was like, it's kind of like the kill Hitler on the toilet idea. Like, get rid of them quick. Like that was seriously how I was looking at it. I'm like, why are they looking now? But like, no, first off, incorrect.
She had heard a prophecy. They had to decipher the prophecy and then start trying to I know that it's about where some baby is born. They don't go into a lot of detail in the show.
Yeah.
But basically she heard the prophecy. They know that this baby is born and now they have to find it. But it's really hard when it's just like a baby. Babies are born, all the time. So they've been looking, and the problem is we enter the story where now it's been 20 years and they still haven't found them, and the Dark One is getting stronger.
Yeah, Lan almost seems you're right. Now, I mean, well, obviously you're right. You know a lot more about this than I do, but even Lan seems burnt out on this whole chase.
At this point, they've been on the road for 2 years.
He's oh my God, you're a crazy woman.
And this obviously isn't the first time they've left the tower. This is the most recent time they've left the tower, and they've been on the road for 2 years trying to find this guy before one of the Reds finds him and gentles him.
I like that verb.
I love that name, by the way, for it.
Gentling.
Yeah, the verbiage
Because
is good.
as soon as you gentle somebody, they they go crazy, don't they? Their life
they
is
pretty much become suicidal.
Yeah, they're done. So it's
Mhm.
it's really, it's kind of like murder in a way.
It's like psychological torture. Or
Yeah,
something to it,
psychological torture.
Yeah.
Exactly. I was going to ask you guys something else. Oh, what did you think about, like, I was sort of like, I was telling Jack that one scene when Rand, you know, I guess it's not the dark one, but he kind of like puts him into a bit of a trance, and he thinks he's living in this other
life with Egwene.
With Egwene and the baby, right? And I was like, oh, this reminds me of The Last Temptation of Christ. I don't know if anyone's seen that. But in that, of course, Christ is shown that he can have a family and children. And that's the last temptation that the devil gives to him, kind of thing.
Yeah.
You know, you can either have this family and these children, or you can be, you know, executed on the cross, kind of thing.
I still take the cross every time. I don't want kids, honestly.
I'm like
such an
cross.
easy, yeah.
And so that sort of reminded me, and it's funny too, because they did something a little bit similar in with Ciri, the same thing. They kind of put her into that, you know, she's back at home with her family.
Yeah.
And her
you know,
parents are alive again.
Her parents are alive. She has everything she could ever want, you know, so it reminded me of similar type of thing. So you've got the evil is you always think, oh, how is the evil going to beat me? And I think even Moraine asks him that, like, you know, you'll have no choice. You'll want to, you'll want to. No, I'll be fine. But then you when you see what he offers, you're like, oh, okay, yeah, I could see him totally choosing that. But what I loved is that, you know, he knew that there was something wrong, because he's like, why are you here, to Egwene? And she's like, what do you mean? And I'm here because I love you, or whatever. Yeah. And he's like, well, no, but this isn't what you want. And he remembered that. And I thought that was awesome. And he's like, that's not my Egwene, right? That's this is wrong. So I thought that, anyway. So what do you guys think of that?
Well, that's that extraordinary aspect. This happens in the Iliad. This happens, you know, like with Achilles. If you go to Troy, you'll if you stay here, you'll have kids. You'll have a family. You have the choice between living a regular life, but, you know, these are titans. These are the gods, and you can live this prolific life, and you can do these things, but it'll be short. You know, it's either I'm here for a good time or I'm here for a long time type deal. And this is constantly posed to heroes and stories, is what do you want to do? Do you want your name to live on forever, or do you want to live on until you're in diapers, essentially? You know, it's that choice that's posed. So you can be an ordinary Joe Schmo, or you could be kind of a badass, and you're going to live like a few more years. So it's the hubris too feeds into it. It's a trope. Yeah.
What about you, Alicia? What did you think of that sort of challenge that he gave him?
I thought it played out well. I think it went on for a little too long for my taste, because I think we could all figure out where that was going to go. But, you know, it worked for what it was.
Mm-hmm. What about you, Tanya?
I didn't necessarily think it went on too long, because I liked seeing Rand kind of struggle with it. I liked that he tested Egwene, and it was like, oh, you sweet summer child, you can't outsmart Ishamael. You can't. Of course, he already knows what you carved in the tree. He knows what, you know, he knew who your real parents were. He knows what Egwene would name your future daughter. Like, you can't outsmart him. And so I liked that he tried, you know. He's like, oh, what did we carve on that tree? And then she gets it right. And he's like, oh, it is really you. And I was like, you can't, you know, and in general, just Rand versus Ishamael was just like, Ishamael is so much more powerful. And so the idea that Rand would outsmart him so easily was, to me, was a little bit laughable. And I was glad that it didn't work.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. Now, a lot of the cast, okay, except for, the main player, Moraine, Rosamund Pike, most of these people are unknown, and it's like their first time acting. Like, what did you think overall of the cast, and how did you think they did?
I have no complaints about the acting at all. I loved everyone. I talked about it a lot on our podcast that I thought the acting was really great, and I thought their chemistry was really great. And I found out that they had been shut down due to COVID, and so they were in their own bubble for a while, just kind of chilling. And so they got to spend a lot of time with each other. And I feel like we don't have a lot of those first season jitters. You know, when you watch the first season of the show and the wigs are kind of shitty and like the acting is a little choppy and you're like they don't quite have the footing. I felt like we didn't really get that with this. That everyone, no, it didn't seem like anyone's first season of the show.
Yeah.
If you get what I mean.
Yeah, no, I felt like I totally agree. I felt that the cast, I loved the casting. I thought it was great. And not knowing the books or whatever. So I'm sure people who read the books might be like, oh, that's not how, like Rand, has the red hair. I guess.
Yeah, the only people who had physical things they needed to really live up to was Rand having red hair, Perrin being tall and big, and like Nynaeve having a long braid she can pull. Like that was really those were really like the only physical things that needed to be carried over, I think.
Yeah, it's a solid cast, and there is a good amount of, I don't know if there, like, it seems there isn't, but the diversity is present, and it's organic, and it's great, and I think all these people hold their weight. It doesn't look like anybody was shoehorned in or anything like that. It looks like it's just a good, I think a lot of them are Londoners, right? A lot of them are at least from England. From what I know, right? So probably a lot of stage experience and stuff like that. But yeah, nobody was missing a step. Nobody was missing a step.
Yeah, I'm not sure I know about the story about Matt. I have heard they haven't cast him again, but there might be a reason why they're casting somebody else.
They have recast him.
Yeah, I don't know what the reason is, but he's not coming back.
But there may be a reason, like maybe they're going to do an age change, or maybe they'll age him up, or you don't think it's because of that? You think it's just
money?
I think it was something personal with the actor. Like he's
okay.
not even on social media anymore. Like all of his.
Wow. Okay. Oh, that's crazy. Because in soap operas, I don't know if any of you guys have watched soap operas, but I used to in the old days. Anytime they wanted a major change in the character, they would change the actor.
Yeah, that's really weak writing. It's like, how can we?
They would be like, they would just change the actor.
How can it not really seem weird. Like him anymore? We'll change the actor. I'm like, how about no? That's like that. Yeah, it's a soap opera though, so
like, so for instance, if they had a baby, they would just all of a sudden cast like a 17-year-old to be the baby. Like the baby would be like.
Contrary to the babies we've seen on this stream, they usually are not that cooperative. So you know what I mean? Like yeah. God bless them, because
I promise he's not that cooperative every time.
Yeah,
I promise.
Yeah,
he was having a rare night.
Though. I liked him. I thought he did a good job. Like, so it must be something. It must be something in his personal life.
Yeah,
then.
Maybe he's a dick. Ever consider that? He's probably a dick.
Well, he might be difficult to work with.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. A lot of people are dicks.
Was I on your stream, Alicia, that I joked that he probably said the N-word and they're trying to distance themselves?
Yeah. That would be a dick move. Like, yeah. So like that's what I'm saying. In my experience,
I don't know what actually.
Yeah,
happened.
and Nynaeve is from New Zealand. I saw an interview with her.
Egwene is actually indigenous.
She's Maori, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it is a great. It's a great cast all around.
Wait, is she Maori? No, she's
Is she from Australia or maybe Polynesian?
Hold on, I have to look it up now. I don't think she's Maori.
I think the actor that plays Rand isn't from the UK. He's definitely British. I don't know, like I don't know accents, but I saw him. I saw him in an interview outside of the show, and like I said, he looks just like a GQ model.
British actors tend to have a lot of stage experience, and they don't really look down at. They never look down on TV even before prestige TV. You get a wider range with British actors, from what I've seen. So I mean,
yeah. So I was interested because Rand, like his hair, he had shaved his hair. So I'm assuming that they had dyed his hair. I'm pretty sure that's not his hair color.
I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. So what about like
Aboriginal?
I was saying,
that's the word I was looking for.
What is it?
Egwene is Aboriginal.
Oh, she's Aboriginal. Okay. From Australia.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Which is their like indigenous people.
Yes.
Yeah. What was I going to say? There's Yeah, I was gonna say. So at the beginning, I was mentioning how I thought the show looked amazing. So what? Let's just go around. Like, what do you guys think about the way? I mean, it obviously had a bit of a Lord of the Rings look about it. Like some of the, the visuals, which obviously some of it's CG, but some of it's practical as well. Lots of horse riding and all that.
Practical, it seems.
A lot of it's practical. Yeah. I think they said they shot it in like, where is it, Prague or Eastern Bloc countries.
Yeah, I think it was a lot of it was in
Czech
Prague.
Republic or something.
Yeah, those are
the
always.
landscape was beautiful.
Yeah. It was beautiful. Yeah. So what did you guys think about it? Oh, Rand is Dutch. No way.
So he's from the Low Countries. So it's the same deal though. There seems to be a good and that's what they call it. It's a big hub for actors as we've seen. Come on. How many British guys are doing American accents better than us Americans?
Well, yeah, I know it's so funny because I'm always like, oh my God, like I'll watch a show and I'll have no idea that someone is Australian, and then it turns out they are.
Then they drink beer and spit out of a shoe, and you're like, oh yeah, that's an Australian. Oh
American accent, Yeah. I usually can kind of just tell slightly, like Nicole came in. Everyone always says she does an amazing American accent, but there's just something there. You can always hear it.
Yeah, and she's been here for a long time, so like.
But I know I can always tell that she's putting on an American accent. I don't know if you guys can, but I do think that the guy who plays Wolverine, I think he does great.
Hugh Jackman? Are you just saying? Jackman. Did you just call Hugh Jackman the guy who plays Wolverine? Like, how dare you? Like, number one, like that. Like, no, honestly, like, I work for you, and I'm just gonna call this. That's bullshit because he's a classic. He can sing, he can dance. Okay, he can do it all.
Yes.
He's a triple threat.
Justin,
how dare you?
That was an old person thing. I just did that because I couldn't remember his name.
Oh, you're like that badger.
That guy.
Yeah.
I like that with Jamie Lannister. I was like, who's the
That's
guy
fine.
who's Jamie Lannister?
Yeah. But you're like, oh, that muskrat guy. Yeah, no, it's fucking Hugh Jackman. All right.
All right. I'm
Damn
sorry.
it.
I apologize. But anyways, he does an incredible American accent. Like, it's pretty amazing, I think. Yeah. I'm not American, but I'm just saying from my personal observation.
Oh no, sure, you're good. I know what it's a blue.
Don't you know?
Don't you know?
Well, Ryan Reynolds is Canadian. He doesn't sound Canadian.
He's a very beautiful Canadian goose, though. He's a handsome man. Yeah.
Love that. Jackie says, love that guy who plays Wolverine.
Yeah. Who's that fella that plays the muskrat? That's a Hugh Jackman, isn't it? I think he's not from California. Yeah.
Oh my God, Justin and I, by the way, we were up late.
Yeah.
We were up late, the two of us, last night.
Well, but in fairness, though, like Hugh Jackman did work all of his Hollywood capital from playing that muskrat for like 12 years into the fucking circus movie, which I love myself that muskrat, but like not the best time. It's like, okay, like
I haven't seen it.
I haven't seen it either because I don't have like that great of opinion of the circus. But he's like, what do I want to do, boys? They're what? He's like, a fucking circus movie. He's like, do you know like the protests and all that? He's like, no. Everything I've done, you get to give me because you get capital. You play a character for that long. Fox had to do anything you want. They're like, you sure you don't want to do anything good? He's like, no, nobody knows me other than the muskrat, so I'll do that.
See, I know. Jackie says that guy from Sons of Anarchy, that's Charlie Hunnam.
That's Charlie. Yeah, I love myself.
I know him.
Jax.
He's actually in Crimson Peak.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
and
there's a movie.
And I think he does an American accent in that as well.
Yeah, his American accent in Sons of Anarchy was sometimes pretty terrible. Though.
It was. Listen here,
he
bro.
Was talking about his wife, and he's like, "She's a doctor and a mother," and I was like,
"Come on, Ma, she's a doctor."
I'm like, "What are you saying right now?"
Oh, Peter, the Northman. Oh my God, I'm gonna be like all over that.
What is that?
Like, all over that.
The movie with Charlie and what's his name? He's playing the Penguin now. He was in Lobster. Come on, help me out here. It's called Coach or
he's
something.
Irish.
Yeah,
he's Irish.
Yeah. What
I
is
know
his
you're talking
name?
about. The Lobster, by the way, that movie. Oh my God, is amazing.
He was Alexander. Why can't I think of his name? I know. It's just.
No, I know who you're talking about. But
he's in Troy, isn't he?
No. He played Alexander the
know.
Great. Oh my God! But yeah, there's this funny ass. I think it's called Coach, or like he is the coach. I don't. Oh my God! I can't. I gotta look it up. Whatever. But yeah, it's very good. I know.
I know who you mean. I know who you mean. He got replaced by Johnny Depp in. in what do you call it?
Something Farrell, right? Colin Farrell.
Yeah,
Colin
Colin Farrell.
Yeah.
Colin Farrell.
Yeah.
Okay.
Whew, we got
Anyways,
through
we
it,
went
people.
off on a
We
tangent
got through
here.
it though. We needed to get through it emotionally. We got it.
Okay. So all right. So let's go. Let's go to the visuals of the show. So what did you guys? Okay. So we said the scenery was beautiful. I thought the sets were like amazing. Like I thought they
loved the set for the Aes Sedai court.
Beautiful.
I loved it. And those
And the
overhead
costumes,
shots.
too.
Yes, and the costumes. The overhead shots, I absolutely loved them. Seeing the floor with the different colored tiles for the seats for the different ajas. I loved it. That was one of my favorite sets.
Yeah, I loved it, like all the exterior shots. Like I thought they were just, everything was just so beautiful. And a lot of it was practical. So it was really, really nice. And they were talking, actually, when I was watching behind the scenes, they were talking about, I guess the actors spent a lot of time doing horseback riding, learning to ride horses and stuff like that. So I don't know, I just thought it was really beautiful. What about you, Alicia? What did you think of the visuals in the show?
The costumes were great. The White Tower was awesome. I think that's also my favorite set. It kind of made me think of the High Towers, but way, way better.
The High Towers, like from
Game of Thrones. Well,
Game of Thrones.
Ice and Fire.
Yeah.
It's a shame we didn't see that in the show.
Yeah.
Oh, what was the show not good? Tell me more.
There's a lot of things that are a shame.
Yeah. There's
nailed it.
Pretty sure me and Meeks are gonna be doing some talking about those failures.
Yeah.
Justin, what did you think?
Thought it was good.
The visuals.
Oh yeah, like really good, because usually when you're on like a journey, you know, it's like in the forest, not in the forest, in the forest, not in the forest. I saw the change, and it played into, because again, I'm gonna forget their names. I just call them wolf people, but like they didn't want to go with the water, right? You know what I mean?
The
like
trollops?
Yes, the trollops. The trollops. I know that's not how it is.
Trollops.
The trollops.
The
would not go,
trollops.
but they were
That's
afraid of the
another
water.
thing.
They were afraid of the water. Like, so I thought they did. I think a lot of stuff was shot on scene. I don't know that for a fact. It looked like it was, and I thought it was done well. Yeah.
I saw Rudolph and the monster, and that is afraid of water as well. The one with the bumble or whatever, he's afraid of water. So that's how they escape.
I can't
from him.
swim. I wouldn't go. In
So
there.
I think that they took that idea from Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, because that was done in the 60s. So they escaped on an ice floe, though.
Yeah, that's a cancerous tumor he's got on his nose, by the way.
Yeah. What about the special effects? Like, I mean, you know, because the Trollocs, obviously, that would have been like, I didn't like, I mean, I'm not a CGI person. Like, I'm not like, oh, that's such bad CGI. I'm not one of those people, but I thought it looked pretty good. What about everyone here on the panel?
Well, so the Trollocs were not all CGI.
Oh, okay. So there's some practical.
Yeah, they had stuntmen in makeup wearing like those stilt shoes.
They VFX layer out after is what they do.
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
sure. Okay.
But they actually did put people in makeup for that, which I think makes a big difference.
Absolutely. Yeah, because like the one thing that was crazy to me when we were, you know, when Game of Thrones was on, was the practicality of the White Walkers.
Yeah.
That just completely blew me away. Like, because even if you just looked at them, they looked pretty much exactly like how they looked in the show, you know? And so I'd love to, I'm going to go look at some pictures of them then.
Yeah, well, it doesn't age as bad. It doesn't have as much of a fallout, because technology, like, okay, look at the Star Wars prequels. They're like, this CGI is never going to, you know, like, get any better than it is right now. Let's make it all that, right? Now cartoons look better than that. So practical, actually, like, with Mandalorian, with the child, like, that's mostly practical. All of those are mostly practical. They just layer with VFX, which is very time consuming. Somebody said it, so we aren't talking about Rand's mom.
Woo, I love her. I love her too. She, for someone who had such a short scene, one of my favorites. Yep. Seeing, maybe it's just because I recently had a baby, but seeing a woman in the middle of labor kicking ass like that, first of all, I couldn't even walk. So I can't imagine, well, I can't sword fight on my best day. But
oh yeah, that was crazy. That was absolutely crazy.
She was absolutely murking these soldiers left and right in between labor pains. It was crazy.
I like the fighting too, because of how many like mistakes that happened, even though it was sad. but like not only
Yeah.
harming themselves, but like the reality of bumbling around with a sword in your hand. You know, like
Right.
yeah, it's dangerous.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I like when it's not like perfect clean fighting.
No.
And even though she was like absolutely destroying them, like she also was making mistakes because she's in labor.
I don't
Literally
know.
about to drop
Is
a
that
baby.
really an excuse? You know what I mean? I think men are just so much stronger. You know, we never ever have any issue fighting when we're in labor. So, yeah, no, yeah, it is pretty. Yeah, I think it was not bumbling and fumbling all over the place and sloppy, but it's a fight. And anybody that's actually been in a fight knows a fight is something. It's not a dance.
exhausting.
It is
Fighting is
exhausting,
so
and it is
exhausting.
scary. And I was a
After,
boxer.
like,
It is
2
painful
minutes.
every time. Nobody gets used
I
to it.
briefly
It's
boxed
hell.
too.
Yes,
You
it
get
is hell.
so tired, getting hit really hurts.
Yes, every time.
You know, and I
It's-
feel like on a lot of stuff we watch, like people just eat these punches to the face
Yeah.
like they're nothing. But
Is that
in
all you
reality,
got?
it's like,
No, you don't
Yeah.
say
your
that.
adrenaline is
Never
only
like
going to
that.
carry you so far.
No, yeah. There's the idea that you learn how to take a punch, and you learn how to keep fighting through it, but it still hurts the same every
Yeah.
time. It's like
Yeah.
it's striking to your face. It's painful. So yeah, I thought the fighting was good. I just did not like those, and it's just me. I didn't like the Trollocs. I didn't like them. It seemed like it came out of left field, but I know it didn't, and it makes sense in the long run. I do think they probably had a large drop off though from that episode. I think that is probably documented, right? That a lot of people fell off after the first episode that didn't stick with it.
Didn't check
Oh,
that
I
out.
don't know.
I don't know. I haven't looked into
Yeah,
that.
I mean,
Yeah,
'cause,
I don't know.
Even Robert didn't like the first episode, you know, and he was like a big fan
Yeah.
of the books and stuff like that. So I mean, that's something you do need to land. I hate to sound like a dick, but like if you don't make your first episode good, you're risking a lot there. Because not a lot of people. If you expect
Well-
people to pull through and be like, "Oh, I bet it'll get better," and be optimistic, and it does get a lot better, right? But that's not.
That's very rare. Like
Bad
that's
planning.
very rare for me to ever just only give a show one episode. Like I don't think I've ever done that.
Yeah.
It would have to be really bad for me not to go on and watch. I don't know about you, everyone here, but
Yeah, it would have to either be really bad or just something I'm just completely not interested in.
And also, people.
There's a
yeah.
few that I gave one episode and was like, yeah, I don't think this is for me.
yeah, it's just
but-
not for you. Exactly.
If you're
But I
doing
feel like-
appointment viewing, sorry, go.
Well, I was gonna say, I feel like with this show too, I think I watched the first 3 episodes back to back.
Yeah.
So they all first 3 kind of all ran together. But I also knew going into it that in this first episode, they had to get to that Trolloc attack scene.
Yeah.
I felt like it
Mhm.
absolutely had to happen. And so there's a lot of setup and backstory that you have to kind of shove in there so that you can get to that scene. I felt like that really needed to happen in the first episode because it's the catalyst for so many things.
Did they drop all 3 at once, Tanya?
Yes,
Okay, that's smart then. That's smart.
they
So,
dropped the
yeah.
first 3 at once.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. I think because I think I binged it too. But I watched, like, for instance, Hawkeye. I watched the first episode of Hawkeye and I was like, oh, I don't know. Like I wasn't super crazy about it, but then when I started getting into it, then so I'm always going to give it at least a couple of episodes.
But we have ulterior motives for watching things as well. If you're doing appointment viewing with like your girl or your guy or anybody like that, you can watch one show that you guys get like Sunday night for, and that first one isn't good, you're not going to be like, well, hon, let's see if it gets better. You know what I mean? Like you're going to be like, no, there's other shit out there, you know? So it's just, but the dropping all 3 in with the way we binge and consume them. Yeah, I can see that. And it is the catalyst, perfectly put.
No, I actually really liked Hawkeye. I don't know if you guys have all seen it, but
He's
it's
the
a
one with the
Christmas
bow.
movie. It was like, a lighter sort of take on a Marvel property, I guess, like sort of a fun. I think it'll be one of those things that people will probably watch every year unless they do another season. But it felt like a full
I won't be
story.
one of those people. I don't like Hawkeye. Like,
Oh, you don't?
the person.
Oh, okay, okay.
It's hard to
Yeah.
justify.
He should have
him being
died
there.
instead of Natalie, and I will
Yeah.
stand by that forever.
He's like, I'm a pretty good guy with a bow. I'm like, okay, like
Right.
go to the
Well, I
Olympics,
do come
dumbass.
first.
Like I don't really need you here. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the other thing that I would really love to see is them doing an actual Steve Rogers musical. Like, I think that would be really
That was
awesome.
You want to know who's good at
Hilarious.
musicals? That Muskrat.
That was
Hugh
really
Jackman's good at musicals. How about
that
him?
Muskrat.
Yeah,
He can
Muskrat.
play himself. Well, I think Wolverine. I don't think Wolverine's in the musical, or is he? He may be.
No.
But I was like, they have to do that musical, and I think it's written by Beck. I think Christopher
the
Beck
lead
wrote it.
singer guy is the guy
Pascal.
who played Roger in Rent.
Oh, no
yeah.
way.
I recognized him right away. I
Yeah,
recognized
but
him right away, and it made
Oh.
it so much funnier to
That's
me knowing that
hilarious.
it's like an actual like
Anyway,
Broadway guy.
I thought it was fun. I thought it was kind of a
Yeah,
fun,
it was fun. I just
little fun
like
story.
Hawkeye.
But I like, but Loki and WandaVision and Captain and the Winter Soldier, though, like I thought those three are much,
they were
higher.
superior.
Yeah,
The
they're
only
superior,
thing
yeah.
I really
There's
loved
meaning.
about Hawkeye is my headcanon kind of came true with Laura. His
Oh,
wife.
that she was an
I've
agent.
always
Yeah.
said that
Yeah, a lot of
she was
people-
an agent or something secret undercover or something or other. And yeah, she was Mockingbird.
Like, what if I was really good at filling gas? Like, would you make me an Avenger? Because I could, like, tank them
I
up.
also didn't like Kate Bishop. I know we're not supposed to be talking about this show,
She was-
but like she
was
really
a-
annoyed me a lot. Like her character annoyed me a lot, and for some reason she really reminded me of Shia LaBeouf.
Oh, that's never good. That is such, that's like,
Wow.
that's a big red flag. Is
So,
that
like,
the
I
is that
felt-
the younger girl he's training?
Yeah, and I
Okay.
just felt like I just wasn't rooting for either of them,
Yeah,
and
I
that's
think she's supposed to be kind of annoying. I think she's
Yeah.
supposed to be kind of annoying.
they succeeded.
yeah.
And but I think that might have been partly the actor. What is she? Was she in like one of those cheerleading movies or something? What is she
Probably.
in, that actress?
I don't
I
know.
kind of feel you there, Tanya. I kind of agree, but I think she was supposed to be annoying to Hawkeye, obviously, because they're
Yeah.
like, it's almost like the two of them are completely, she kept calling him
She's
her,
annoying
his
all
partner.
on her own.
Yeah, it's odd couple
just,
type
just
deal.
for the sake of being
Like
annoying.
the show, I wasn't really enjoying it until Yelena showed up
Yeah,
because I love her.
Elena was the
Yeah.
star of the show.
I
Yeah,
love her.
it was funny that there was one point where I was like, is it really appropriate for a man in his 40s to be drinking with a young woman in her 20s at her aunt's apartment and getting drunk?
Wait a minute. You said at the aunt's apartment?
It was
then
her
it's a go.
aunt's
That's
apartment.
good. Then it has to be in an aunt's apartment. Then yeah,
She
it's
goes-
weird.
It's like their little hideout. Like she goes, "Oh, my aunt has an apartment or something," and they're like, and I was like, I said to Jack, I'm like, I know there's nothing untoward here, but it did seem kind of weird that he's like in his 40s
Yeah.
drinking like boozy drinks with a 20 something.
With
Like,
It's not like he didn't try to ditch her like 40 different times.
Did you not see? Have you ever seen
No, that's
Jeremy
true.
Renner's music? Jeremy Renner also has music, by the way. Go check it out.
I did know
He wears
that.
a lot of what is it called? Mascara or whatever. Guyliner. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, it is what it is. But yeah, I haven't seen it. People are asking about the Lord of the Rings, which of course we're all looking
I don't know when
forward
that's
to.
supposed to come out.
Jeff Bezos is gonna
Next
launch
year
it.
sometime,
He's gonna
isn't it?
drop that shit from space.
yeah. Well, what I was gonna say is, so one of the things, like in the chat, maybe you guys can tell us, what are you planning on it's New Year's almost. What are you planning on watching next year? What are you most excited about to see next year? And what would you like us to talk about? I kind of know what I'm going to be wanting to do. Let me go around the panel. Tanya, what are you excited about coming out in 2022?
So I think House of the Dragon is supposed to be 2022, and that's what you were gonna say, because Nikki and I will absolutely be covering House of the Dragon and getting into that. I'm looking forward to whenever season 2 of Wheel of Time comes out as well.
It's weird, right? Because we've had these major gaps because of COVID. Like, so for instance, like I think Stranger Things is going to come out like this year
They
coming
need
up.
to cut that.
It's gonna be weird. The kids got so old.
Yeah.
I know they're going to be like, they're going to be
They're like
in
30
college.
now.
But also,
friendship
but
more
Robert
balding.
had told me the last time him and I had talked, he told me for sure that Westworld was done, and then now apparently they're coming out with another season.
Oh, they are.
Yeah, they're apparently in 2022.
Yeah, no. First off, it was never done, and they're filming it. It's already been filmed, from what I know, and yeah, they're gonna
But
whatever
there
it's
were
worth.
jokes about Westworld because it was even before COVID how long it would be between seasons. It would just be this ridiculous amount of time between seasons, and because of COVID, it's just even worse. So I think Robert just thought, oh well, they're not even gonna bother.
I think Robert's more
Yeah.
hoping, just like some of us are, that really.
I think he
love-
likes.
we love it. Like we love what it was, and it's kind of fallen off.
Yeah.
so.
Meanwhile, Korea, like someone's saying, Squid Game. Meanwhile, Korea could just like pump out all these shows. South Korea, no problem. Let's see, because like Squid Game, I just watched. By the way, Alicia, I think you said you saw it as well. Was Hellbound, which is
Yeah.
so
I've been meaning
fun.
to watch that.
You have to
That's
watch it. You'll
a
love
really
it.
good show.
Yeah, I've been meaning to watch Hellbound. I've been
And
meaning
watch
to
it with your baby.
Watch it.
Don't do that. No. There's a specific part she wants you to see, Tanya. I know exactly what it is. Don't do that.
No, don't
Heidi.
watch. No, I used to
Leave
watch
Tanya
Supernatural
alone.
when my kids were really little. I used to watch Supernatural with.
I used to watch
Why?
John Wick on repeat with my
Oh,
first
John-
baby. And he's okay, I think.
He knows how to take care of a dog. You know what I mean? It's a good moral of the story. You got a pet. You got a
He
responsibility.
does love animals.
Yeah.
He
That's so
does.
funny.
And even
So-
bugs.
The infamous Kiki says, House of the Dragon gives me anxiety because the fans have been so evil. So do you mean they've been evil about the show, or they've been evil about Game of Thrones? Like, is that what you mean?
Casting. I've heard a lot of people.
Oh,
doing
casting, yeah.
about
Oh
it.
yeah, it's just.
I mean, I have not been evil about it, but I wasn't huge into the Damon casting in particular.
I
because
wasn't
still think
either.
Matt Smith doesn't look like he can fight.
No,
Mm.
he's got like this really weird brow.
Did you watch The Crown? Did you watch
I
Miss
Cast
did
like
Phillips?
a
watch The
shadow.
Crown.
Like,
Yes,
that's what
so it's
sold
like
me on
Prince. I enjoyed him as Prince
Yeah.
Philip, but the idea
Yeah.
of him as Damon, Prince of
But Prince
Not
Prince
Rain.
Philip's
Bottom,
not
I'm
supposed to
like-
be dashing.
Yeah, but princes are like good at fighting, but like for princes, you know what I mean? Like everybody else goes with the pikes and the hard battle.
yeah,
know,
but
so.
Really,
but
who are you
Damon
gonna
is
find
Damon is
that's
supposed to
I
be
know,
the
I know.
king of Flea Bottom, and
I get,
runs
I
with
know
the
all.
gutter
Yeah,
snipes.
I
So
spent a
I
good.
felt
yeah.
like, I don't know, Matt's, and I also wanted him to be, I don't know how to say this nicely, but more attractive.
That was it. You nailed it.
Yeah, that's-
Yeah.
He's fine. That he's like, I get it.
He's-
Like
He's-
kind of heartthrobby,
Mhm.
'cause,
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
a
for
guy
sure.
who kind of seduces his niece, and
Yeah.
is
They
great
got
with the
lucky
ladies.
finding Amelia Clark. There's none of those Targaryens that I would say fit the bill of how they're described.
Yeah, they're it's
No,
always
like
an
even
uphill
the
battle. It's
the actress who plays, she's supposed to be kind of curvy.
Mhm.
Rhaenyra.
That's
Rhaenyra,
the-
yeah.
oh yeah,
you
from
hate.
having children.
She's supposed to be she's supposed to be kind of like, I mean,
They
there's
describe her
in the
as stout.
flashback, it would, she's slim, but then she's supposed to be kind of like voluptuous. But
Yeah.
you can't have curvy people in Hollywood. It just,
Yeah,
they don't,
yeah.
they never do
And,
it.
who
Like
knows
even
what they'll
Bridget
do,
Jones's Diary
makeup
cracked me
and-
up. I think she gained like maybe 10 pounds for that role, like for Bridget Jones.
I
But
don't
she's
give a
supposed
fuck
to
about
be-
Lithuania Jones.
She's like, yeah, I
Yeah.
ate toast with my breakfast.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's supposed
Put
to
on
be
the
like a
weight, and I'm
14,
like-
16 or something.
But Renee
She's like-
Zellweger plays that well. I don't really find her, to be fair. Like, because I'm a big Matt Smith fan, and Renee Zellweger doesn't. I think she plays that well in Jones. She's awkward with it. You know what I mean? It is what it is.
She does the awkward part, but she's supposed to be a little bit like it's. I read the book. She's supposed to be kind of like
Yeah.
and they don't like having people in Hollywood who are curvy. They just
No.
don't like it.
Well, no,
So
they
they-
want beautiful, like under like old constructs and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're terrible people. It's just what it is.
Like I was so happy when I saw in the Nevers that they had this one actress who is just like actually, a voluptuous woman.
normal human size.
Normal human.
Yeah,
exactly.
not 5'2" leading man with an 80-pound head. Yeah,
What is
yeah,
up with that?
yeah. They're like,
They
okay,
have such big heads.
yeah, they're all bobbleheads. It is what it is.
Yeah, I know. So I know some people in the chat love Matt Smith. So
I'm a big fan of that casting. I'm a big fan of it, actually.
Yeah.
Same.
So anyway, I'll wait to I'll try to wait to judge. I was one of the first people who was like, I don't know, because I guess I had something in my mind and it wasn't what
I had
thought.
the guy who played Ragnar Lothbrok in my head as what Damon would
Yes.
look like.
Travis Fimmel
Totally.
would have
That's
been
who
a
I-
good one.
that's who
And
I
Lagatha,
pictured as-
Catherine Winnick, would have been a
Yeah.
perfect.
That's
Yeah.
Justin's girlfriend.
She messaged me on Instagram.
But, like,
I'm
that's-
just saying.
Oh,
Yeah.
but that's what I pictured in my mind when when I first heard that they were going to do House of the Dragon, and so then
Yeah.
when I got Matt Smith, it was just so far from, and that's not fair to him, obviously, because what I have in my mind, like, who cares what, I'm just some random person, but I don't know, he just doesn't look like he can fight, and I know that I've been told he fights in Doctor Who and does it very well, but he just doesn't look like he can fight.
Yeah, I've
Doesn't
never
fight.
seen that.
He
I
looks
agree
so-
with you
he
on
looks
that.
so
Yeah.
slight.
Yeah,
you know?
he's a big old tall skinny tree. I do agree with you
Yeah.
on that.
Yeah.
I just think that there are going more of like the like he's gonna be the sniveling type of like he's gonna be a badass, but he's also backhanded, so they're gonna go with it. I think he can because he pulls off confidence. I've never seen Doctor Who either, so I figure that would probably taint me. But it like you said, it's not fair for you to do. It's absolutely fair for you to do. They make their money off their perception. If you don't perceive them that way, it's an absolutely fair criticism to say I don't see them as a fighter, because I do agree with you in real life. Like I don't see that guy like going out and bucking, but I think he can pull it off. I think
Yeah,
Ragnar would be
I'm
too
obviously
harsh.
gonna give it a.
Yeah.
I'm obviously gonna give it a chance.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
know, who
definitely.
knows?
People were saying definitely like Raised by Wolves.
Yep.
Yeah.
Covered that.
His Dark Materials. I haven't watched it, but Jack, my husband, loves it.
Is that got Orlando Bloom? Is that the one with Orlando Bloom in it?
No, that's
that has,
Carnival.
where he's a
That
detective.
was
Carnival. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is,
Carnival.
I don't even know if that's coming back.
I don't think it
Alice
is.
in Borderland, which I love that. Again, it's
I started the
Japanese.
first episode and got distracted, and so I have to go
it's
back.
so good.
But yeah,
It's
that's
an
on my list to
annihilation
watch.
game. It's like a you know, it's like a Squid Game. It's like what do you call, what's that other big famous one? Yeah, it's like, I don't know what they call it. An annihilation game? Is that what they
The deadliest game.
Elimination.
elimination game?
Hunger
but-
Games.
Like a
Games.
Hunger Games. Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. So, but there's like a master player, but it's based on a comic strip, apparently, a manga, which my son's really into those now. I don't know Ascendance of a Bookworm. Does anybody know that?
Mm-mm.
No.
Wait, who said
That's
that?
Angel Lover. Angel Over.
Coming at us from left field, eh? All right.
There's another show. There's The Sandman. Is anybody excited about that? Neil Gaiman?
Is that from Neil Gaiman?
Yeah. And Charles Dance is in it.
I like
Charles
I
Dance
like
is in
both-
it.
Yeah. Is it a
I'll give
pre-existing
anything a chance
property?
that Charles Dance is in.
Yeah, I would too. But is there a pre-existing property that Neil Gaiman wrote?
Sandman.
Yes.
It's like
Sandman,
graphic
yeah.
novel.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They don't seem to do well with him transferring it though, adapting. So like, I mean, I'll watch it, but like,
Oh, they did okay with Good Omens.
They're gonna. Yeah, Good Omens was great.
I love Good Omens.
American Gods was not good.
No, American
Yeah.
Gods. The first
Season
season
one
I
was
thought
The
was
first
good.
season was good, and then it took a turn.
Second was
They're
terrible.
gonna do a Nancy Boys, which I'm really looking forward to.
Oh,
a
that'll
lot.
be amazing.
Yes.
Yeah.
We're definitely gonna cover a Nancy Boys just because I love it so much.
Mm-hmm.
Indeed.
yeah, I stopped
That'll
that
be
by
really
on one of
good.
your streams last week. Really good, really good. Yeah, yeah. I have always been a fan, but I didn't get into your channel. I didn't know you guys were on YouTube until the other week. You guys do a fantastic job.
So, and also, and this is something I'm going to watch tonight. Who's watching the Book of Boba Fett?
I'm gonna be watching that.
I might.
You might.
Don't be half stepping on us.
Is it because you don't have Disney Plus?
Is there going to be a discussion later? If there is, I'll watch to make sure I'm on the up and up. But I don't know. I haven't gotten into it just yet.
Okay. Well, they just aired the first episode.
AK, he's gonna try to rule with respect,
Oh.
not fear. Come on.
Yes.
Get in
and then
on it.
apparently, Netflix is
Fine.
doing The Sand King, says Jackie. Thanks, Jackie.
I haven't read
Which-
that.
Okay, this is so fun.
I
I
have read
never
that one.
read the
That's gonna
book.
be
It's a short
interesting.
story, I believe. But
Mhm.
years ago, that we had this show in Canada called
Degrassi? Was it Degrassi?
we had Degrassi.
Yeah.
Yes. That's
don't
one
hate
of
on
the
the
shows.
original
No,
Degrassi,
it was
right?
called Outer Limits. And they did a version of the Sand Kings in Outer Limits, and it was fucked up. Like it was like, I was like, what in the AF is going on here? And it was really weird because it starred one of the like Beau Bridges, I think was in it. Like one of the
Oh,
Bridges
yeah.
brothers.
There's Bridges
And-
brothers? I didn't know that.
Beau and yeah,
I
there's
know there was
there's the
brothers.
Bridges brothers.
Those are
Like there's the dad is Lloyd.
Named this Bo.
And then the
That's such a
son is
stupid
Bo,
resume.
and then the other one who's the Big Lebowski guy. That's the other Bridges.
Oh, Jeff
Jeff
Bridges. I
Bridges.
didn't know about
Yeah.
Bo Bridges.
I
Beau
didn't know they were
Bridges.
related.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, I don't know if anyone here has seen it, but they did it in like an hour, right? It's like Outer Limits is like a 1 hour show, kind of like a Twilight Zone. So I don't know, but it's basically
Isn't that the one with the weird
nanobots or something. Isn't it?
Oh, okay.
In the show, I think it was like nanobots. It was like a scientist found like this civilization, and then they kind of worshipped him. But of course, they
Micro.
ended
Oh,
up-
yeah.
Yeah.
It's all...
I don't know how you do that in just 1 hour. There's a lot packed into that story.
No,
Did
no,
you
no.
read? Have you read it?
Yeah.
Get yourself an ant farm, Alicia. They'll worship you. I got
Jackie
it.
knows.
20 minutes.
Jackie, I love Jackie. She knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
She's like, yeah, that was like a crazy episode of The Outer Limits. It was really bad. It was kind of like,
So
did you guys ever watch?
Is it an anthology then, Heidi? So it's a different story every like
Outer
Twilight.
Limits?
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So
Twilight Zone.
like a Twilight Zone, but
Yeah.
there was like, or the other one, I would say there was a Twilight Zone that was done like 10 years later by Rod Serling, and I think it was called Night Gallery. It was kind of probably
Yeah.
more like that. And there was a really famous one where an earwig got into someone's ear and then ate their way through and then came out the other side. It's a really famous episode. And then they say, okay, the good news is that, you know, you lived, the earwig came through. The bad news is that the earwig laid eggs in your head.
Well,
that was
I would be happy to be a father, you know, I'd be like, okay. Ever seen Steven Spielberg's Amazing Adventures? It's one of the most atrocious things in the world. It's just like crazy. It's like Twilight Zone, but stupid. Like really stupid. It's really bad. There's one where they draw. It's very Spielbergy. It's very happy feelings. Like everything works out. This cartoonist on a like a bomber in World War II. They lose all ability to land, and the cartoonist draws a landing gear, and it comes down, and everybody's like, "You did it!" You know what I mean? It's a ridiculous series. But it was like a feel good 80s.
That was like
thing.
in the 80s, yeah.
Yeah.
Angel says Ascendance of a Bookworm is from a light novel. It's an anime. It's about a bookworm that dies crushed by books and is transported to a 1300s like world with no books.
His knowledge killed him. Yeah, it is.
Yeah, because my son is really into Cowboy Bebop, but the adaptation, which is too bad because it looked like it could have been really, really fun.
I still might check that out because I didn't watch the original, so I have no like expectations.
I love it.
And I got respect on Degrassi. I'll put it all day long. I watched the original one in the 80s, and I watched the one where Snake was the teacher, and he still
it's so
went by
bad.
Snake.
My God.
It's a perfect representation of what Canada is, and you're lucky to have it.
It's so bad. Like even at the time, like I don't know, Canadian television's like for the most part.
When
really,
Drake
really
got
bad.
in a wheelchair, I cried.
We did, yeah. We had this show called The Littlest Hobo. It's so bad.
Yeah.
It was about like a dog, a German Shepherd that would go from town to town, and like the dog would help with like a mystery or something. And
Like we had Lassie. Like
it was kind of like a Lassie. It was Canada's, but it was called The Littlest
it's
Hobo.
like a Walmart
German
Lassie.
Shepherd would just show up into town and be like, there would be some mystery it needs to, to solve.
Yeah, that thing probably had ulterior motives. I don't trust it. Drake. No, it was all good though. I think for this year though, that there's definitely, I mean, this is going to be a big release year no matter what. We do have built up content that's coming. We got House of the Dragon. We've got Westworld that's going to be coming out. We've got the Lord of the Rings that is supposedly coming out series. So this is going to be a big drop year. And there is going to be a lot of content, so it will be interesting. But again, hopefully it doesn't get stuttered because of the we're going to have other shutdowns and stuff like that. So hopefully other series learn to be economical with their time, as The Witcher was.
Oh, Angela, it's funny you should say it. She's asking if we ever watched a show called Being Erica. I think I might have seen a couple of episodes, but the funny thing is the costume designer on Being Erica is working on that new movie, The Northman, with Eric.
Skarsgård.
I was going to say Eric Northman.
Yeah, no, he just looks incredibly rich.
Alexander Skarsgård.
Yeah.
And I was like, that is so crazy. She started out on Being Erica, and then she went off to do all these. She did The Witch, and then she did The Lighthouse, and now she's doing The Northman. All the titles have to just
imagine being a
words.
Skarsgård though. Like one's got way too big of a head, one's bald, and then there's Eric, who's just very handsome. Yeah, that would suck.
It's really weird though. If I don't know if anybody's ever seen, is it Exotica?
His dad is Stefan Skarsgård.
Yes, his dad was in this movie, and he played the most actually he's been in a couple of movies where he's played
in the Avengers.
He's in The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. He plays an absolutely terrifying character in that. And then he's also plays a horrific character in I think it's called Exotica or something.
Oh yeah.
But and then it's funny because he's also in I can't remember. I'll tell you guys later.
No, yeah,
the song from The Littlest Hobo was awesome. You guys are hilarious. How do you guys know all this stuff?
What is The Littlest Hobo? First off, hobo is a derogatory term.
You said there's a show about a dog, right?
It is, yeah, like a German Shepherd.
That's even degrading for a dog to be called a hobo.
Well, Justin, you told us that you...
It's a bum. All right, no.
You told us that you were throwing toonies at
No,
hobos.
I deny any of that. But no, The Littlest Hobo is... that's not okay to say. You can't be doing that.
A hobo is like a character that carries like a
like a stick with a bag on it.
A stick with a
Yeah.
bag, a pouch that has their piece of cheese in it, or maybe their socks, and then they carry it.
If
That's a
they're lucky.
hobo.
Yeah, no, I don't.
And
I don't appreciate that.
They travel around and kind of like I don't know, like a carnival or something.
It's not like a carnival, number one, but no, we'll just get away from this. Yeah.
No, they're a
different.
homeless person. They
it's
don't
not
have
the
a
moose.
home.
It's not the Muskrats story. All right, don't be trying to loop it in. But yeah, no, but I am excited for season 2 of the Wheel of Time, because honestly, I didn't love season 1, but I'm looking to see where it goes from now that they've like already fleshed. They have at least fleshed out where these characters are going. Season 1 was all back against the wall. Now they will be on the offense, a lot of them. So I kind of like that. I have not read the book, so I don't know where it goes. But I think it's going to be interesting. I think that this was a lot of setup. And I do agree that we can need more backstory, but if they are economical, as I like to say, with their time and with their storytelling, they can give that to us. Like, because they did a little bit of that with the backstory, with the fishing and all that with few characters. So like they could do more of that, and we could be led in a better direction. We this is like a whole I think this was 8 episodes of introduction.
Yeah. Oh, Lady Leaf Underhill
was
says
an 8-episode prologue.
Yeah, prologue.
Yeah.
Lady Leaf says, thanks for saying Eric Northman. I rarely know actors' names. Yeah, well, I'm the one who said the guy who plays Wolverine. Northman equals thirst trap. For sure. Okay, so we're going to wrap things up because, I don't know, it's like we were going to keep it to an hour. This never happens, but it was really, really fun having everyone who either in the chat. Also, I love having you guys so much. It's so fun.
Wait, did they actually call it the prologue? Because that makes sense to me. I realize
no,
that.
they didn't call it that.
Okay,
but
yeah.
It feels kind of
now because that's what I'm expressing. If it was explicitly stated, I would feel like a fool because you know what I mean.
No, it wasn't explicitly stated, but
that sums it up.
Feels so early in the story.
Yeah.
Like, by the way, Lady Leaf says she's got this exactly right. They're not carnivals. I got that part wrong. They hop on freight trains.
Yeah.
That's it.
Listen.
With their little stick, with the little pouch,
bindle.
right?
And maybe they knife a fella or two.
And
that happens.
Yeah. She goes, I knew someone who'd done some hoboing. So it's not a derogatory term.
I guarantee it's not a great one to
Hoboing.
use. I would not recommend we keep using it.
I think we should take it back. We should take back the word and emancipate it.
No. Okay. I am separating myself from this completely professionally. Okay. Like, no, that's not something. Let's take back calling poor people stuff. All right. Let's get back on this.
I'm going to start a YouTube channel, and instead of it being about van life, it's going to be called Hobo Life.
Yeah.
Where I'm just going to go hop from train to train.
Want to know what us people are so sick of is not being able to call poor people we want to call them. All right. Okay. So Heidi's on her campaign of righteousness there. I get you, Heidi. Let's cut it there. Like, we got to cut that one out. Yeah. No, what she said is that is atrocious, and we don't like it one bit.
Sorry. I take that back.
We donated to the Muskrat. We donated. We gave him money.
Yes. Anyway, so let's go. Okay. So, let's just go around. What's everyone doing for the new year? Tell me, do you have any plans? Are you gonna, there's the joke is, are you gonna go to your living room, or you may not go to your living room? Like, what are you guys all doing?
There's been COVID.
I am staying with my sister and her children, and we're going to bake cookies with canna butter, which I can't eat because I'm breastfeeding, but I'm gonna bake them for everybody else.
You're so responsible.
And, well,
Now, when you bake with it, does it destroy the property, or does it still hold on? I guess you.
No, it still holds on. So I didn't make the canna butter. Somebody else made it.
Okay.
And sent it to me, and she was kind enough to tell me the amount, so I know exactly how much is going in, so I don't have my family on the moon for 6 days. But we're just gonna hang out with the kids, make drinks. My son really likes sparkling cider, and he calls it wine.
Oh,
and
that's so cute.
He said he wants a glass of wine, and I'm like, don't call the police when you hear my son ask me for a glass of wine. But we're just staying in. We're gonna order Chinese food and
that's fun.
Make cocktails and
What about you, Alicia? Do you have any plans?
I am going to be right here at my desk. I don't like the cold, and we're still in a pandemic, so I don't want to be around 1,000 people.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to be right here on the stream, maybe starting around 9-10 o'clock, and we'll see what happens.
I'll hop in.
Totally. I will shoot you the link.
I'll hop
as
in.
of right now, it's
Yeah.
me, Sam, RO9, Living My Rhapsody, and if everything works out well, Lav will make a return to the YouTube. So fingers crossed. And I'll definitely shoot you the link. If anyone else wants to come by and chat with us and have some drinks, hit me up.
You can probably
What about
hop
you?
into the chat.
Yeah, for sure. Justin, what about you? Are you?
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna sign up for a gym membership, and then I'm
Okay.
gonna go in a sauna, and I'm gonna have a few drinks, and then I'm gonna go home and never visit that place again. I'll just pay them, and then I will probably play Call of Duty.
You shouldn't drink in the sauna, by the way. That's
Number one, that's
dangerous.
the best way to drink because it really gets you there a lot quicker. It's
Get
economical.
dehydrated.
Yeah. No,
Do you
I
ever
know.
get
I-
shower
You'll get a-
beers?
Heidi,
You'll
I
get a
know,
really bad headache.
I know my business. I got it. But yeah, and then I'll probably play Call of Duty, and be a loser. But yeah, because there's a pandemic, but also most people suck, so I don't really want to hang out with them anyways. So it is what it is. Maybe I'll stop by, Alicia.
Yeah, I'll try to pop by. Yeah,
Open
we're just
invite.
doing Friday is our normal like movie pizza night with the kids. So we'll probably do a version of that. And then like what I don't know what movie to watch with them because you know what we were doing all through December. It was really fun. We were watching a different Christmas movie or show or whatever every day.
I like
Almost
the
every
Hallmark
day.
channel. That channel is just so quality. It's so
The Hallmark, yeah.
Oh my
I
god,
know.
it's such hot garbage.
You know
I
what
hate it.
though? I don't know if I mentioned this last time. I do have to watch the Brooke Shields one with Carrie Elwes. I haven't watched it yet. You know, it's like
You had me at Brooke Shields.
she's like an
yeah.
American who goes to Scotland and she meets this
Oh
Scottish
no, fish out of water. Oh my.
Carrie Elwes plays a Scotsman.
Yeah.
So I do have to watch that. I haven't watched.
You
any
want to know what I
Hallmark
like, Heidi?
movies.
I like it when these southern gals go down and they're either from the big city or not from the big city or affiliates per se, and they go in there and they're fish out of water and they got to make it that Christmas tide without all that knowing how things work. But they teach people how things are at the same time. Hallmark is nothing but that. You want to see Kelly Pickler? You don't know who Kelly Pickler is? Watch a Hallmark movie. She's in there. All these washed up country people, they're all washed. It's gross. But it's always like, they don't get what Christmas is all about. It's always about small towns and nonsense. But I love it. Hallmark's good. It's better than, I would say, I thought I had something
Netflix has a bunch that they did. I mean, maybe they're Hallmark movies though. Do they just buy?
Okay,
Hallmark?
but
I
if
think
you're
they
a
do
wash
Netflix.
actor, are you more afraid of doing an adult movie or a Hallmark movie? Because a Hallmark movie, your family's more likely to see it. But like the adult movie is probably better for your career at that point. It gets pretty sketchy, in my opinion. But yeah, I don't care for it.
Anyway, so we'll have to get together in the new year. I don't know, we'll figure out what we're gonna do it on. I'm not sure because like all the it's funny, a lot of the shows are just finished up, but like except for
The Book of Boba Fett.
Book of Boba
It's not
Fett.
hard.
Yeah, so we'll have to hopefully we'll get some dates and we'll know when some of the new shows are coming out. But anyway, so I love having you guys on. Tanya, Alicia,
Yeah.
Nanny's not here, but it was really fun having her last time. Of course, Justin. Thanks so much. Do you guys want to tell everyone where they can find you before we head out?
Yeah, I'll put it to a single shot. Give me 1 minute. You're good.
Kiki says I'm in Texas. Hallmark sucks.
Yeah, they're ridiculous. Oh man, this ain't this little town, it's all nonsense. Go ahead. You're good.
Good.
Yep.
You can find me at thousandeyespodcast.com. That's where we post the links for all our podcast episodes and our YouTube videos. We've just finished doing Wheel of Time. We're going to actually do another Wheel of Time stream to talk about the animated content. So we'll do that January 9th, I believe. And we're also doing our book club, Wine on an Empty Stomach. The current book is the 5th season. Alicia, I saw your post about it. I'm so excited that you finished it.
Yes.
The 5th season, we're doing a stream January 16th here on our YouTube channel, and we're going to talk about that book. And those are the two things going on with us for now. So thousandeyespodcast.com, where you can follow me on Twitter, thousandeyes1 ONE. And
Yeah, and I've got the link in the description.
okay, great.
What about you, Alicia? Where can everyone find you?
Normally I say on like all of my other friends' channels because I'm really not online that much. Tuesday I will be with DJ11 and Fandom on DJ's channel. We're gonna talk about The Matrix 4. Not sure
Oh,
I
what we're
just
gonna
watched
do
that.
after that. Tell me nothing. I haven't watched it.
I haven't watched it yet either.
Yeah.
Not sure what we're gonna watch after that, but we'll find some.
I heard
others
it's
too.
bad, but yeah.
It's technically a movie.
I heard it was a whole lot of just good. So we'll see. We'll see. After that, well, no, not after. Actually, tomorrow, I am gonna do the normal New Year's Eve tipsy stream that I do. My guests again will be Sam09, Living My Rhapsody, and Love, who most of you probably don't know because she stopped doing Thode's content for a while and she hasn't been back from her break. So this will be her first time back. So I'm kind of happy she's gonna be rocking with us. Any of you guys that want to come in and chat, you're absolutely welcome. I'll shoot the link if you don't got time. Cool. If you do, awesome. Besides that, I don't know, just watch the posts. Anything that I'm doing, I normally put on Twitter, so that's the easiest place to find it.
Yeah, and I've got Alicia. I put your YouTube channel in the description.
Oh, you can follow me on Twitter. It's AK_DS09.
Yeah.
There you go.
And AK Watch is the YouTube channel. And Justin, what about you?
You can find me on MapQuest.
Yeah. What's the postal code?
You follow me
or zip code.
You follow me on MapQuest. I'm on there quite frequently, and I'll be doing videos for Heidi and keeping it real, keeping it Degrassi.
Yeah, I'm gonna put you in my GPS.
You could track me. Honestly, it's a very cool thing to do. It's very hip, and I think the people are getting into it. You can just find, and also if you don't like me, that's even better. Come find me, and that's gonna be a treat for you. You know what I mean? Come get it. It is what it is. So yeah, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. We got the New Year. Somebody dropped the mic. It's good.
I got so excited. I smashed my mic.
Yeah. Want to know what though? Yeah, we could do that for charity. It's like come whoop him. Yeah.
I'll put you in the dunk tank.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Where
I can't swim. That's my weakness.
That would be. Well, it's not very deep.
I can swim. I can't tread water. I get too nervous. So like I can swim, but as soon as I get exhausted, which is right away, I'll die. But so we'll be doing stuff over here. I will be covering House of the Dragon. I'll always cover Westworld. That's my baby. But mostly I'll just be behind the scenes and helping people make content because it's obscene to think that you need to do all of these jobs of editing and producing and all this stuff. So if anybody's looking for a little bit of a higher quality production or anything like that, let me know. I'm always willing to help out, even in a non-physical sense. AK can attest to this. If you got like audio issues, I will. If it's just something minor, I'll be like, okay, so this is the way to go about that, and I'll help you out. I'm not all that bad of a guy, so.
I can attest to that. Justin and I have been working together for I think like 6 months now. I mean, we've known each other a long time, but like he's been doing all my producing, and editing, and I can speak very, very highly of everything he does, and he made this look beautiful. So anyway, I just want to wish all of you a wonderful new year, which is tomorrow. And it sucks because I have to go back to work on Monday, but I hope you have a nice weekend, long weekend. Oh, happy Kwanzaa. When is Kwanzaa? I think didn't it begin already?
December 26th to the 31st.
Oh, okay. Because it was Hanukkah this year was really early. It was like weird, like beginning of December. So anyways, so happy Kwanzaa to anyone who's celebrating. Happy New Year.
Wait, I forgot a thing.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
No worries.
Next Friday is another Citadel of Trivia. We're going to be going through pretty much all the pantheons of mythology. So if you're bored, come in with us.
So is that on your channel as well?
No, on the Citadel Trivia channel.
Yeah, that's where.
Okay.
That's where I did my first YouTube appearance. It was back in the day. It was called something different though.
Oh yeah, that was a while ago.
Yeah, it was Tarzan in the game. Yeah,
that's when it started. Yeah.
Man, good times. Not real good times, but like nostalgia.
I don't know what's going on here in the chat. You guys are cracking me up.
Wait, oh my, sanitize where?
I said be safe, stay sanitized, and that includes if you out there still falling in
that's
the
part of the protocol.
I don't know about all that. That seems crazy. That seems like that's overdoing it. All right. Yeah.
Oh my god, you guys! I'm not even drinking. I'm like
I am. I'm about to like fall asleep.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. Well, I will pop in tomorrow night though, Alicia, and I'll have a drink with you.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you guys.
Okay. Well, thanks everyone for coming. And okay, so we'll see you in the new year. Take care, everyone.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, guys.
Happy New Year. Bye.
Not if we don't wear those condoms. All right. Let's see. Let me play this out.
Swear your oath, Moraine Sedai.
I swear to speak no word that is not true. To make no weapon with which one person may kill another.